my honeys. This is Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle. Wow, it's been a minute. I don't know how this week it went by so fast for me with my other work, and I was like, oh, I haven't even done any readings, so I'm trying to catch up here and on my TikTok because I'm like, gosh, I haven't posted there in a long time either. I just feel like sometimes I heard Kino. Do you all watch Kino? She's a very successful tarot reader on YouTube. But I really love. I've always loved her readings, and she did say something. I don't know if it's a recent reading or maybe I was watching something old, but she just said something about like needing that break just to kind of experience life again, so that she becomes more open and ready for new and different messages. Because sometimes you do feel like you're giving the same messages if you're doing kind of back to back readings. This is why I try to be a little bit more creative with my readings. So, honeys, I'm going to do a message from your psychic auntie. I don't know why, but that was the reading I got. A message from your psychic auntie. At first, I was going to be your psychic abuela, but I don't know. I've got Auntie instead. So, before we get started, just a few little housekeeping things. If you would like a personal reading from me, I am open for personal readings. Thank you all that have been signing up for those readings. And if you'd like one, there's more information on my website. That is the only place that you can find out about readings from me. I won't approach you in the comments either here or on any other websites. So please be careful. My website is www.blackdoveoracle.com. So I would love to do a reading for you. I even offer spiritual coaching if that's something you're interested in. Second thing is if you would like to collaborate or do some type of business collaboration, I would love to talk to you. My email is blackdovedreamer@gmail.com. And lastly, my honeys, if any of this reading resonates for you or part of it resonates for you, would you mind giving me a thumbs up? It just helps me grow this brand new channel. I love reading everyone's comments, so I really appreciate it. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. If you're brand new here, my name is Kamara. I'm the Black Dove Oracle, yes, and I am a psychic medium. I channel my ancestors, the ancient divine oracles called the Sibyls, as well as spirit itself. Know that these messages are received with care and transmuted with care. So, welcome. Okay, my honeys, let's go to our reading. We're going to have 4 groups. And of those 4 groups, you can decide using these avatars, or you could decide some other way. Like some people will do the numerology of the different groups in the timestamps. So that will be in the comment section when I do upload this. And yeah, just decide on any old way. You might just want to listen for the message and see if it resonates with you. But we'll be hearing from 4 aunties, okay? And you know what I would say about auntie messages is auntie messages are kind of mixed with with some of the truth that your mom wouldn't share with you. You know what I mean? Maybe your mom is feeling a little too conservative to share with you, or your mom feels a little like, I don't know, but your auntie is always going to tell you the truth, give you kind of the scoop, right? So we're taking these readings as the scoop that you're getting from your aunties. All right, so let's go to group number 1. I'm going to situate myself in this thing. And we'll go to auntie number 1. And we'll take out the background. All right, my honeys. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have cat hair all over me because I gave my cat a hug not too long ago. Sorry, you all. She just looks so cute. Sometimes I just pick her up and I hug her. I just hug her just like randomly, you know what I mean? But she leaves all of her, stuff everywhere. So, my honeys, let's do some clearing of the air. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading and taking a listen. Like I said, I really love to read your comments. Thank you, all of my new subscribers. I really hope that you continue to find these messages helpful, useful. If you have a suggestion on readings, let me know. I try to accommodate all of that. Let's clear the energy for group number 1. All right. So, my honeys, in group number 1, this auntie, let's just tap into her energy. She wants to call you by a nickname. So, whoever's in group number 1, maybe you have a nickname that your family used to call you. I don't know if you go by it still. but this auntie's saying there's a nickname. I don't know why I'm getting very specific. This is so specific, but it's almost like Chicky. It's something like that. Chicky. I don't know why I'm hearing that. But for others of you, this is Auntie just says there's a nickname that you go by. Yeah. This message, I think your auntie for group number 1 wants to bring to your attention is life purpose. She wants to talk to you about that. The number is 17, which comes to 8. So it's telling me right now that she wants to talk to you about just even this year, because this year is an 8 year she's bringing to my attention. And she's saying that it has to do with the world. Very interesting. Yeah, some changes that are happening in the world. Okay, she's pointing to this deck first. This deck is I think it's called the Witch's Oracle. So, Auntie, what's your opening message around life purpose for group number 1? I think she's might be referring to your work, but let's see. It may not be just your work. But what's the opening one? Witch of Water. This auntie says that you really should tap into your Siren energy in this new phase of life that she's saying we're all moving into. Like the world is shifting into a new phase. And she's saying there's something very Siren-like about you. It's a quality that I think you don't use with many people, but she's saying that it would be helpful for you right now to use this energy more to get the things that you want. She's pointing here to filling your cup. Literally. She's like, you could fill your cup in this new era, ERA. She's saying with your Siren qualities. There's something, some of you might be a water sign. It doesn't have to be all of you, but she's saying there's something very alluring about you. And she's saying maybe some of you have been shy to use this energy. Some of you, she's saying, are so beautiful in many ways. And she says that beauty is often very compelling. She's saying for a few of you that this beauty may sometimes get you the wrong kind of attention. And she's saying that may have early on when you were younger, kind of going into puberty, you may have received the wrong kind of energy from people who were older than you. Take it where it resonates. But she's saying that may have shut you down. It might have given you you might have taken that shyness or just a feeling of being a little kind of like oogled over or violated, she's not saying violated physically, but just violated in a way of people's energy. She's saying you may have like shut yourself down a little bit. You may have decided that that's not the energy you want to display to the world. But she's telling you right now, group number one, that that is your energy, regardless of you trying to hide it. She's like, people still see it on you. Maybe she's saying some of you really do know that that's true. But I think she's saying stuff like, other people's partners or, spouses looking at you or getting that kind of attention that feels a little embarrassing. But she's saying in this new era, she keeps pointing to a new era, ERA, like a new time. She's saying you are going to want to use the power of that energy for your own benefit. She keeps saying to fill your bowl, to fill your cup. Let's see what she's talking about. You're supposed to be a femme fatale? I think you're supposed to be a femme fatale, regardless of gender. But she's saying you were born, she's saying you were born with those looks for a reason. Ooh. Yeah. She's saying your ancestors gave you those looks for a reason. Wow. I think I'm hearing her say that, yes, we've been taught, many of us, to not utilize something about, we've been taught, some of us, to not utilize our outer external in power place. But she's saying that you were born purposefully with the looks you have, because there's something advantageous that you need to do with those looks. She says she knows she might be going against some of the teachings of the women in your family. Oh, so she's saying many of you, this is about the feminine. But she's saying too, it could be for, hold on. Whew, y'all, I just had like the biggest coughing fit. I think it was mainly from the smoke, but Spirit is also saying what your auntie is about ready to say. I think there are some people in your family that have strong feelings about what she's about to say. In fact, she's saying that your ancestors gave you this look, these looks. I keep hearing this beauty, this handsomeness for a reason. And your auntie is saying that many of you, not many, is it many? I don't know. She's saying many of you who are attracted to this reading, you have always received a little bit of a sense of jealousy from people in your family regarding your looks. They've always tried to play down your looks. Some of them may have even tried to convince you that either you're not that good looking or that you shouldn't be in your head. They may have even tried to do things to, your auntie is saying, to bring you down a notch by saying, there's a little bit of like a jealous energy or a for some people, your auntie is saying some kind of concern that maybe a mother had about your looks and the kind of attention you got, which was really a transference of her own experiences. There's something here, you all, in group number one. I'm going to keep clearing my throat because your auntie is saying she's coming to you to tell you the truth about this. That there has been a lot of, that you have been set up, group number one, to not think of yourself as beautiful, to not think of yourself as good looking, to not think of yourself as someone who could hold their head up high. Your auntie is saying that this was not to discourage you from having a big head, but it was more to discourage you from using this specific power. Wow. Your auntie is saying that your external looks are very much intertwined with your magical powers because you are a siren. The siren is born with the gift of allurement. She used that word, allurement, meaning the siren is able to call things to her. Is a very deeply feminine energy, regardless of your gender, regardless of how you identify on the outside or inside gender. She's saying that this quality of the siren, it was given to them for powerful purposes. Purposes that your auntie is saying not everyone understands. She says, just like the witch, not everybody understands why a witch needs to exist. Just as a siren, she's saying not everyone understands why siren qualities are the way they are. While sirens have the ability to call you to your death in the water. But she said to take it symbolically. The water is emotional. The water is calling in people to their emotions, calling people in to their feelings. That is your power, group number one. And so she is saying here that your siren qualities have been something that has always been a little bit of Six of Wands here, contentious in the family. It has maybe for some of you there has been some, and I'm sorry for this, I don't, trigger warning, there could be some early childhood experiences that were not appropriate, that were, and she's saying here that in all of that you have built this kind of protective bubble, whether energetically, physically. Maybe she's pointing to someone, you wear kind of like looser clothing. She's saying you can dress any way you want to, but she's saying to look into the reason why you do that, to look into why is it that you want to not call attention to yourself. She's saying that in realizing your true beauty, in understanding that your beauty is a vital part of your life purpose, she's saying that you will set yourself free. You will set yourself free to like love yourself and to be fully confident in your body, in who you are. She's saying one more card from this deck. Ooh. She is saying that that there is, for many of you, there's a group of ancestors that have gone through a lot of painful things around their looks. Some of them were abused, others of them were held captive. There's like a long family line of people being, she's saying, abused because of their looks, like taken advantage of, sold even. And she's saying these ancestors have healed themselves on their side, and they want you to heal yourself because they feel like that was a passed down wound, and that you were treated in a particular way because of a passed down wound. Some of you are really extraordinarily beautiful, meaning you for whatever your culture dictates is beautiful, you are that thing. And there's something different about you too. So it's not it's almost as if you're like that rare anomaly that happens in your culture. Maybe you come from a culture of all blonde people, but you were born with jet black hair and jet black eyes. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you come from a culture where everybody has like curly afro hair like mine. but you were born with kind of a looser hair and lighter eyes or something there where people kind of take your looks and they'll say it's beautiful in a most unconventional way. But I think you had to grow up around family, maybe community, that tried to downplay that tried to tell you you're no better than anyone else. In fact, you got treated a little bit harsher because of your looks. Take it where it resonates. But, Auntie is bringing up colorism. Some of you may have been darker. Some of you might have been lighter. There's like a play on how you were treated because of your skin color, even if you're in of hue. You know what I'm saying? Brown and black hues. Either way, Auntie is saying it is time for you to come out of this shell that you have maybe put yourself in or others have attempted to put around you. It's time to come out of the shell. She's saying because there is something, 5 of Wands. She's saying there's something of a passionate nature. Something that is going to even make you visible. That needs to happen for your purpose. This is interesting. She knows something about your purpose. Let's see. Let's go here. She likes all the witch cards, the witch decks. She's like, I like the witch decks. Yeah. She says that you need to reflect on, she wants you to go back in time. She does want you to float back in time to the very first time you started to feel ashamed of your looks or had some kind of issue with your looks. She's saying that you will start to remember distinctly that it was linked to someone's comments, someone's actions. And she's saying this is going to be a healing part of your healing journey to get back into who you are, to love who you are. But you need to listen to the wisdom that's being shared with you right now. She says that she's speaking through your ancestors to you right now. She wants you to notice that there is a wound, that this is nothing about you personally. It's quite ancestral, what you are going through, what you've been through. She says that many of you have thrown away opportunities that would bring attention to yourself because of this wound, because of a taught kind of woundedness. Group number 1. She says, yes, but it's time for you to be strong. It's time for you to be in your lioness energy. She's like, the lion does not apologize for its mane. She's like, there is a very divine relationship between your outer beauty, inner beauty, and you. And she says, as long as you deny this part of yourself, you deny the whole of you. Wow. What else, Auntie? Yeah. She says right now, she's pointing out that some of you are juggling something. Maybe juggling the idea of being more out front, like something you want to do is going to be more visible. And the other thing would keep you a little hidden behind the scenes. This is interesting. She's saying that some of you are choosing to remain behind the scenes of something when you should be front of house. Very interesting. She's like, you almost are giving that opportunity away to someone else who's not as dynamic, who's not as, I'm hearing compelling as you are. She's using that word. She's like, they're not as compelling as you are. Maybe some of you, she's giving me a few different examples, but maybe some of you have a business and you need a spokesperson and you're telling your partner to do it, or you're telling someone else that works for you to do it. And she's saying, no, it needs to be you. Something like that. She says some of you are denying yourself an opportunity, even though people are like, "Oh, I think you should do it." And when people are saying that, they really mean that you are the more dynamic. If this is a partnership, whether it's your spouse or whether it's like a business partner, that person may even rely on your hesitancy about yourself to put themselves out front. But Auntie is saying you would receive much more business. You would receive much more recognition if you were the one out front, if you were the spokesperson. Auntie is saying it's time for you to go within and deal with this wound. Ask spirit for help. Go within, heal, because she says it's really keeping you from the gifts of the divine. It's like you won't even look that direction when the divine is trying to hand you a blessing. You won't even look in that direction when it comes to you, who you are. The divine is trying to hand you literally a dream of yours. But for some reason, you won't take it. You want people or another person to be an intermediary between you and the divine. And the divine's like, no, I'm trying to give it to you. I'm trying to give it to you. And group number one, Auntie's like, if she doesn't tell you this, no one will, because you have tended to surround yourself with people who want to ride your energy, but they do not want to share with you the truth of who you are and how dynamic you are, how illuminated you are, and how you could be so much more of this if you gave yourself the opportunity. She's saying in the end, you can't blame others. It's really your choice. She's saying you're going to have to be the one that puts yourself in that direction. She can only suggest it to you. And she says the people around you, because you surround yourself with people who would rather keep you where you're at. She's just saying it plain and clear. She's like, you're going to be the only one that's going to be able to steer yourself, move yourself in this direction. It's going to have to be up to you. Yeah. She says you are definitely a queen of wands. You're so attractive, so beautiful, so dynamic that you literally will have groups of people following you. You don't understand just what your purpose is. Your purpose is to create a gathering, a following. She says it's for you, because maybe there's some kind of message you're meant to give. Let's go to this card. Like, what is it that you're supposed to do with this visibility, Auntie? What is it that group one is supposed to do? High Priestess. Wow. She's saying many of you have the gift of the High Priestess. She says exactly. The Siren and the High Priestess, one of the two are the same. She's like, some of you have psychic abilities. Some of you read tarot cards. Some of you are mediums. Some of you are just the most powerful spiritualists, regardless of what tools you're using. She's saying you're meant to be out front. For some of you, this is about social media. For some of you, this is about the presentations, the workshops you're giving. She says, stop being in the background. Your rightful place is the High Priestess, because you're able to call in so many more people when you're in that position. She's saying right now, if your business is struggling, if things are not kind of like taking off, it's because you're not up front. It's because you're not being shown. Wow. Yeah. She's like, just think long and hard about this. Think about where you got these notions about yourself. And you will see they're not really from you. They're from a wound that someone in your family decided they were going to pass on instead of heal themselves. So, wow, that's your message from Auntie. She said to show you the bottom of the deck, the lovers. She's like, even some of you, it baffles her that you turn away potential partners because you don't think you're good enough. You don't think you're beautiful enough. And she's saying it's because you're living in the illusion of this old wound that's not even yours. She's like, it's not even yours. So group number 1, wow. Let me know if that resonated. Put a mirror in the comments, a hand mirror in the comments, or whatever mirror you find emoji wise. Because Auntie's like, she says, I'm telling the truth. And we told you, Aunties were going to be telling the truth. Okay? She's like, you're so beautiful. Let yourself shine. She's like, regardless of what people have showed you, regardless of what society has said, she's like, I want to let you know how beautiful you are. For some of you, this is not necessarily about the outside. It's about the inside. For some of you, it is about the outside and a combination of the inside. Okay, my honeys, let me know in the comments what you think about what she said. This is very interesting. All right. Don't forget the emoji. Please like if you resonated with this. Please subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Okay, my honeys, take care. Hello, my honeys of group number 2. How are you? Let's clear the energies for you. So group number 2, this is a message from your psychic auntie. Group number 1, wow. Really? Wow. So group number 2, I'll say what I've kind of said at the beginning, and I even said this in group number 1. Your auntie, that psychic auntie is going to tell you the truth. That psychic auntie is going to like kind of tell you what maybe others haven't shared with you. Things that maybe are a little unconventional, things that you need to know for the road, the road that you're on. Okay. So group number 2, we've cleared the energies and we're tapping into your auntie. Look at that orb that she's carrying. Very beautiful, very distinct. What is the opening message this auntie has for you? Thank you, auntie, for showing up. I needed to say that to her. Thank you, auntie, for showing up, for giving us your guidance in group number 2. What is your opening message? Perfectionism. These aunties, okay, y'all. She says you know what she's about to tell you about this. She says that the measuring stick that you use to judge yourself, she's like, wow. Oh, wow. Sorry. So this is actually the truth, y'all. She's like, listen, the measuring stick that you have used to judge yourself, to maybe in some cases criticize yourself, it's intense. She's saying, she's like, it's beyond what any human being should be judged for. She says, putting yourself against this perfectionist kind of measure has literally, in many cases, it's caused you so much stress and anxiety. And she's saying, if you could only see what she sees in you. someone who's at the very top of their game, because she's like, the measuring stick literally that you have built for yourself, it puts you out the ballpark. And she's like, still, you consider yourself as someone who's not good enough, someone who hasn't quite made it. And she's like, oh my God, like, what are you talking about? She's saying, especially at work, she's like, you do the work of like 3 or 4 people and you do it with mastery. She's like, in some of you, she's saying it's two different groups, but those of you who are in a relationship, you are like exemplary. Is that the word? She's like, the amount that you take on to make sure that your partner knows that you love them, knows that you are dedicated to the relationship. She's like, really, you could pull back on that. She's like, this person has too much high expectations of you to the point where you're exhausted between work and this relationship. Now, for others of you that are single, she's saying you always put off being in a relationship because you don't think you're good enough, because you think, oh, maybe I need to lose 5 more pounds, or maybe I could have a degree, or maybe I could make more money. Like, Auntie's like, oh my God, like, you are and have arrived. She said, you have arrived. But she's like saying that she knows this is not your fault. She says that it does come from a long line of family patterns, she's saying, around perfectionism. She's saying your family has had to deal with a lot of historical oppression. She's saying maybe your family comes from, she's saying that some of you, your family is a minority in whatever culture you're in. So this is just an example, but she's saying like, if you come from a culture that's mostly Muslim, your family might be Christians in that dynamic. She's also saying it could be race related. She's saying a lot of the family put themselves at high standards to fit in to wherever they were or immigrated to. She's saying that's some of the cases. For others of you, this is long-standing patterns in the family, things that she feels like have really been placed upon you in a, maybe she's saying in an invisible way. That's kind of interesting. She says that that the family's judgment of things just seems like the normal thing that any family would do, but she's like, you've got to know that not everyone is trying to like break their neck to be at these kinds of standards. She's saying it caused you a lot of, and it does cause you a lot of unhappiness. And she wants to see you happy. Okay, Auntie, what are you talking about? Yeah. She says, quite literally, Witch of Fire. She's like, you're so passionate about things. You have a mystery to you, but you allow everyone into your mystery, because you're worried that they don't understand you. You're worried that they may not like you. And she's saying, but you are of the mystery, meaning you have a right. You have a divine right as a witch of fire to keep some of your mystery to yourself. She's like, you need to let people prove that they belong in your life, not the other way around. Don't take this too harshly, she says. She goes, I'm selling you this in love because I see how powerful you are. I see the gifts that Spirit has given you. But you tend to give them away to people simply by trying to prove that you're likable, trying to prove that you're lovable. She's like, if you only knew. But she's like, I'm about to tell you. And she's like, I hope you will believe me. 7 of Cups here. You have so many options. She's like, Girl, God, you have a lot of options. She's saying in work, you have a lot of options. There's a lot of people who would want for you to work for them if that's what you want to do. But she's actually saying some of you could start your own thing. She's also saying for real, she's like, for some of you, you have a lot of options when it comes to partners. Please. She said, please. You really do. She's like, some of you do way too much. And she's saying that in a, like if you look at her avatar, she's really like that. She's a little more like serious. She has these really deep set eyes they're kind, but when she's talking about something serious, they even go a little bit darker. She really is kind of like the avatar. She says that you need to look at your community. Look at people who are around you. Do they really want to share in your life? Do they really want to share in your treasures? Do they really want to be side by side with you in the pastures of life? She's taking this picture literally, but she's saying it. She's like, are these people who want to share your good fortune? Some of you can't even talk about the great things that happen for you because people around you, they're jealous. That's interesting. She's like, your perfectionism, it makes you keep in this pattern of needing to prove yourself. And she's saying here with 3 of Cups, because that was 3 of Pentacles, right? She also has 3 of Cups for you. She's saying your true friends, your true community, they will share in their treasures. Just as you share with them, they will share back. And there will be a bit of tranquility in these relationships, not a lot of upheaval. She's saying right now, you should look at how you feel with people. How do you feel after a conversation with them? How do you feel after being in their company? Do you feel inspired and rejuvenated, or do you feel weighed down? She's like, you are truly one of a kind. You truly are. She says that there has been many ways in which you've just paved the way for others. And really humbly so. She says that many of you think it's being humble to not talk about the things that you do, talk about the things that you've accomplished, the road that you're on. And she says she understands that. But she feels like this perfectionism, it has kind of kept you small, kept you a little too contained. And she says you are so much more alive and thriving when you're just on your path, loving who you are. She says many of you have little sparks of that, where you can just go out on your own, be who you want to be. And she says sometimes that's because you're getting away from the people that are kind of hanging around you. Like maybe you have to travel for work or you go into a new environment. And she says you get that little taste of that, how people really adore you and you don't have to prove yourself to them. You don't have to play small. And so she's saying, enjoy more of that by shaping your world a little bit more in that of the Fool. Instead of trying to predict what everybody will like, trying to predict what people will say and feel, just be in the Fool, F-O-O-L, the Pilgrim in this deck. Just be okay with however people want to judge you. That's not your issue. She's saying your issue is not even an issue. She's like, your path is just to be happy, doing what you do. If you're finding there's relationships where you have to be small and you can't talk about what you've done and people are attacking you, she's like, those people are not for you. They are most not for you. She's like, this is your life. Stars sprinkling above your head because you are a star. Wow. She says she has so much love for everything that you are. You're very inspiring to her, this auntie says. She loves your creativity. And she loves your intuitiveness too, because you are this witch of fire. You are, I mean, I'm going to say it, you all, because I feel like in the last few readings, I think it's just the people that are attracted to my channel. You're very deep psychics, however you express that. And so I tend to start feeling that energy regardless of the groups. And she's saying here, your perfectionism in combination with your kind of witchy powers, it really allows for you to take care of people in such a way that they would never be able to replace you in their lives. You know what I mean? They in a very codependent way, they want to keep you in this perfectionist energy because you take care of everything. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not around, who would pick up their drawers? That's what she just said. Who would pick up their drawers if you weren't around? If you don't know what drawers are, that's kind of like a southern expression of like underwear. Who would pick up their underwear if you weren't around? She's like, you have a new beginning coming towards you, a new opportunity. She's like, you're gonna have to act on it. And some of this will be at the displeasure of people around you who want to be taken care of you. But this opportunity for some of you, it will move you away. It will take you out of the country, take you out of the state, take you to a different city. It'll put you in a different institution. It might be a new job, a new career. She's like, this opportunity is coming towards you. And she's like, I want you to say yes to it. Because she's like, when you get away from the claws of these people, she's saying, she doesn't like some energy that's around you or a couple of energies that are around you. She doesn't like it. Hold on. Let me get, who's this energy that group number 2's around? Because she's like, I don't like their energy at all. Yeah, she's saying right now that this would be, she's like, this is the energy you need to be in. But she's like, for some reason, you're around someone who likes to siphon this energy. She's like, normally this card would be very positive, but this person, when they're around your energy, they siphon it. They're like a vampire. They like to she keeps showing like claws, put their claws in your energy. Very interesting. Yeah, she's like, you are ending a cycle soon. And she's just coming through. She says, for many of you, she's coming through to tell you this. If you take this opportunity, it's like it's magically gonna move you away from someone who's very clingy and codependent of you. She's like, if you take that opportunity, this person will want to talk you out of it. This person will want to say that you're selfish for wanting to do this. But you take yourself out of this and give yourself this opportunity. She says you will complete a cycle. You will begin to complete a cycle because this cycle will only be completed when you choose yourself. She's like, that's the magical thing you have to do, group number 2, is choose yourself. When you do that, you break the spell of perfectionism. You'll break the spell. Because I think whatever this is, when you choose yourself, group number 2, it's almost as if it breaks you out of the illusion of why you needed to be perfect in the first place. Wow. She says couple more messages here. What else, Auntie? She's like, yeah, I want you to take that opportunity. Yeah. She goes, but listen, people around you are not going to want it. They're going to see that you're going to leave their life. What are they going to do without you? Who's going to pick up their kids? Who's going to clean up their house? Who's going to do their reports? Auntie is like, yeah, people are going to be sparring you. She's like, for some of you, it'd be helpful if you just didn't say anything until you got the job and you're ready to leave. Take it where it resonates. She's like, she's not trying to tell you what to do, but she's like, you have a new beginning. Ace of Pentacles. Even financially, some of these people are draining you. And she's like, you have a new beginning. Auntie is saying for someone specifically, you've been taking care of a family member and they've been trying to make you feel guilty about wanting to do something different or strike out on your own. This could be a family member, it could be a partner. She's like, wow, this person is not good for you. Anything else, Auntie? Yeah. She's like, your whole life, you're going to have to learn your lesson of temperance, of balance. You're not here to just take care of people. In fact, she's saying you're not here to prove you can be loved. She's like, you're very lovable. In fact, you are the loveliest. And she's showing that the temperance will mean that you start to choose yourself more. You cannot help people who don't want to help themselves. That was very specific. She says the bottom of the deck again. She's like, you got options. You really, really do. And she says, exercise those options. Exercise them. You will be very, very happy. Okay, group number 2. If you resonated with this, because Auntie showed me that 7 of Cups a couple of times, put a cup in the emoji. Put a cup, like if you find like one of those chalice-y kind of cups or any kind of cup, but put a cup in the emoji for group number 2. Cup emoji in the comments, because she's saying you have a lot of options. 7 of Cups came up 2 times. But she's like, you have to realize it for yourself and stop feeling guilty. Okay, my honeys, thumbs up if you resonated with this. Please subscribe if you like the way that I channel messages. And we want to give thanks to this auntie for coming through and telling the truth and hopefully uplifting you, giving you a little confidence. She's saying great things are coming your way if you take them. Okay, my honeys, take care. Hello, my honeys in group number 3. How are you? This is Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle, and this is your reading. A message from your psychic auntie. Let's clear the energies. Yeah, group 1 and 2. Very interesting. So, group number 3, your psychic auntie. She holds a very big orb in this avatar, and she has a big illuminated message for you. She's saying something very big, something transformative. And she says you're going to feel very happy about it. This auntie's like, I can't help it. I got to tell you. I got to tell you. She's like, you're going to feel very happy about it. Her opening message to you is planetary shifts. She's saying here, group number 3, that you are finally, because this card kind of came out reverse. I just put it up right, but it has 22 on there. She says you are finally coming out of some kind of huge shift for yourself. You are finally done with some initiation spiritually. She says some of you have been going through some up and downs, spiritually, because you've had to go through some initiatory processes. And she says, for some of you, this has to do with Pluto finally moving into, I think it's moving into Aquarius. Like she's saying, some planetary shift is like really giving you relief right now. She's like, you are going to feel brand new because something has finally cleared the way for you. She says many people in this group will understand because you might be into astrology, but she's like, if you are, then this is just it means a lot. And she's saying you're gonna really feel a sense of like being able to move on, to not feel like so many, she's saying up and downs or whatever. So what is this bringing towards you? She's saying that you're finally going to be able to even see yourself. You're finally going to be able to know that, she's saying you're going to see this brand new version of yourself. And she's like, it's gonna, there may be some grief about your old life. She says some of you went through some major changes recently. There may be some grief attached to having to leave a certain areas of your life, but she's like, you are setting out on a new journey. And look, these same cards came in. If you were curious about group number 1, I think these same cards came up, and I do shuffle. So she's saying here that you really are listening to spirit right now because of these up and downs. You've really had to do a lot of reflecting. In this group, it's more about you've been reflecting on these changes that you've been going through. Some of them are huge, she said. What kind of changes? She's not answering that right away. She's saying that it would be a good time for you to just rest and relax because you have been through a lot of something. She keeps saying, like, whatever you've gone through, it's done. The worst of it is over. But she's saying you'll need to rejuvenate yourself. You'll need to rest, relax, take some time for yourself. Let's see what she's talking about because it's still a little vague to me. What have you gone through, group number 3? But she's saying most of you know. Yeah, it was a 9 of Wands kind of situation. Something that really, for some of you, it might have been a breakup. For some of you, it was a layoff, something you didn't expect, something that blindsided you, something that felt like, wow, the bottom of my life is falling out. She's saying that right now it would be helpful to you to start making offerings to your ancestors, to start really going into nature and doing some of your work in nature, whether that's offerings or just communing in nature. She says that you do have a guide around you that watches over you. And this work that you're going to do in nature, for some of you, it's just about grounding your spirit, grounding where you need to be. Your auntie is saying that for many of you, the situation that you're coming out of might be different, and so she's not going to be able to specifically say. And for some of you, this is very private. You had to really go through something very hard on your own. 7 of Pentacles. Some of you have had to work really hard since then, just to stabilize yourself, just to get back to a place where you could come up for air. And again, she's saying the worst of all of this is over. You're about ready, if you haven't already, receive relief from this. A great deal of balance is coming back into your life. She's even saying, I'm sorry you had to experience these changes this way, but you're coming back online. You're coming back into your true nature, or you will be. She says the timelines are a little different. But this 6 of Swords energy, she's like, you had to be moved away. Some of you had to leave something. She's saying very physically you could have left something, but she says for a lot of you, this could have been a breakup. It could have been a job loss. And she's like, you had to be moved out of there. Why did group number 3 had to be moved out of there? Because what's the good part of this, Auntie? Tell me, Auntie, besides that it's over, what's the good part? She says she's going to reveal that, but she's also saying, please rest right now. Please hibernate, go within. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't need to be available to everyone. Okay, Auntie, please, what is the good stuff coming towards you? She's like, yes, 3 of Pentacles is coming. New opportunities for you, especially when it comes to like people who like your work, people who want to share in their abundance with you. And it has to do with work. I'm going to ask in a different deck. Say more, Auntie, about just more. You know what I mean? It feels a little vague to me. Yeah, she did say, look, upside down. It's a breakup. For many of you, it's a breakup. And she says, for some of you, you've been very quiet about what happened, about what went wrong. But she says, in holding that all to yourself, you've really expended a lot of energy because you didn't get a lot of outside support to help you. But she's saying this is the end of it all. For some of you, this was a very difficult relationship. It was maybe very difficult to leave, she's saying, for some of you. For others of you, it was a difficult person, but you're done with this cycle of your life. She's saying it's done. Just know that. I saw a card she wanted to show me, and okay. Yeah, she's like, you can walk away from this knowing, listen, I gave this all that I had. 8 of Cups. I gave it all that I had, and you had to walk away. Maybe some people around you don't understand that, but she says she did. She does, because this person was this relationship was bringing you down. Yeah, she's like, this relationship was putting you really in some state of lack. There was something here that she was just like, whoa, you survived this. And she says it was part of a shift that you had to get out of, because spirit has plans for you. Okay, Auntie, what's some of the plans? Let us in a little bit on the plans. Is it all a secret or what? No, she says that I don't know why, but I'm on a like different, when I ask a question, Auntie is still on I don't know why she's still on the last thing she's saying. She's like, you do not have to fight this person anymore. Some of you might have been in something that was, I'm sorry to say, and trigger warning, something that was kind of abusive. She's saying you don't have to fight this person anymore. Or if it was a work situation, she's like, there was something even contentious in the work situation. She's like, you don't have to deal with this anymore. She's like, there's new opportunities coming your way. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, rather. You're going to get a message of a new opportunity coming your way, especially around money. Some of you, this relationship did not do well for your finances. Okay, let's go here. What other messages you have, Auntie? She's like, yeah. She goes, this is what I wanted to share with you, that you quite literally are going to find your star. She's like, you're going to find the place where you feel successful. Not only that, at peace, the kind of life that you want to live, the kind of money you want to make. She's like, your star is coming. But that person, she said, had to get out of your life. That relationship, whether it was work or an intimate relationship, she goes, that had to go. She's like, you were working way too hard and not seeing any results, whether that was a work situation or intimate. She's like, you were putting in so much work and never seeing the results of it. She's like, but look, you in Queen of Cups energy now, because that shift is over. She's like, that was some kind of like lesson for you. You just, unfortunately, you had to work your way out of it. And now you're in Queen of Cups. She's like, you're going to start coming back online in terms of how much you're able to give to others. She's like, some of you are just so exhausted right now. It's hard for you to support other people. It's hard for you to find that generosity right now. But she's like, once you rest, she said to show that card. She's like, once you rest, once you kind of go within and hibernate a little and allow for yourself to just sleep and get those cortisol levels down, she's like, wow, you about to be in your Queen of Cups for real. She's like, not only are you going to be prosperous, you're going to be, back into your body, feeling really good about yourself. She's like, yeah. and there's going to be a situation, this came out reversed, but she's saying you're not going to have to hang on to things anymore. You're not going to have to like hoard stuff, because maybe this relationship, this person was taking advantage of you financially. I don't know, but she's just like, you were rightfully released from something. If it was a job, they weren't paying you enough, you're going to find a job that pays you way more than enough. She's definitely showing two different groups, one with a relationship, one with work. But she's like, the balance is coming. The balance is here. Like justice has arrived for you. And she's like, you're going to feel very happy. She's like, you're going to look back and be like, wow, I'm so glad I'm not there anymore. She's like, you are, maybe some of you already are. She goes, look, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. She's like, you are going to realize a completely different life. And you're going to wonder, wow, why didn't I do that sooner for myself? But she's saying you're going to be very happy with this new life. Anything else you want to say about that new life, Auntie? Yeah, just that you are not ever going to have to worry about struggle. Not anymore. Yeah. In fact, she's saying, like, you can leave this, it came out reverse. She says, you can leave this old relationship behind where it died. She's like, you don't have to revive it. You don't have to, allow this person to be in the peripheral. She's like, you can cut them off if that's what you decide. She's like, yeah, because it really had to be a tower moment to bring you away from this person. But she's like, some towers are worth it. Some towers are helping you to shift to a way better place in life. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. She's like, you're going to build a whole brand new life for yourself. You're going to see, she's saying, the outcome of the seeds that you're planting now. She's like, you're going to see them. Yeah. Yeah. She's like, you just had to move out of that. Yeah. She said, for some of you, you're realizing a new relationship. King of Pentacles. Someone who's got their shit together. Someone who can take care of you equally. You can take care of each other. Yeah. She's like, she's even saying this person is an emperor. Okay. Like, you went from sloppy to an emperor. That's bottom of the deck. Yeah, she's like, you're going to get over this heartbreak real quick. Because guess who coming? Guess who's arrived? Who's arriving? She's like, you are going to see this later, she says, as a divine intervention. Just because the newer version of your life is going to feel starkly different from what you just left. Okay, group number 3. That's what I have from Auntie. Let me know if that resonated with you. Let's give you an emoji. Let's give you the emoji of a planet of some sort. Put that in the because we have planetary shift. Put that in the comments, group number 3. If you resonated with this reading, put a planet. Something like Saturn, probably, because Saturn deals with these kind of issues, right? So put a Saturn in the comments if it resonated, group number 3. And if you can give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Let's keep in touch. Keep coming to these readings. All right, my honeys, take care. Hello, group number 4. This is Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle. Welcome to your channeled message from your psychic auntie. These have been very interesting, group number 4. Let's clear the energies. So, group number 4. These psychic aunties, I think they came up because the auntie always tells you a little bit of the tea, right? The auntie always tells it to you straight, no chaser. Not like your mom energy, not like your grandma energy, but this auntie is saying right now, opening up conscious words. Very interesting. This auntie is saying there's something about what you need to say. You have something to say. She has a very sweet energy. In fact, she feels like a very gentle energy, but she's pointing to something fierce you have to say. There's a number 5 here too. Something that you're about to say, group number 4, it's going to change your life, your auntie said. It's about to change your life. Wow. Let's find out what that is. Yeah. Auntie says you're different than many of the people in your family. Many of the people in your family do not talk about things. Many people in your family, they're silent. They eat everything. And she says, you don't do that. You are ready to spill it all, to say it all. Say more, Auntie. She said, these conscious words of yours, they will change your life. These conscious words of yours. How so, Auntie? 5 of Pentacles. Auntie is saying that this is about ready to end a cycle of lack for you. Something coming out of your mouth. She says conscious words. Are they singing? Is it spoken word? Is it poetry? Is it just simply your truth? What else, Auntie? She says 9 of water, 9 of cups. This is going to bring you wish fulfillment. She's like, you're never going to guess that what you're going to be talking about, what you may be singing about or doing poetry or performance about, she's like, it's literally just going to shift you into abundance. Many of you, for group number 4, Auntie is saying your voice is golden. It's your treasure. It's the thing. She's like, she's like, it's the chips you got to cash in, hon. Cash in those chips. She's saying this voice of yours. 4 of Wands. It's going to have people celebrating with you. It's going to have people attracted to you. She's like, it almost feels like Auntie is group number 4 going to become famous or well known. Look, Auntie's like, it's part of an initiatory experience for you. She's like, quite literally, you see this person at the river, you need to drink the water. She's like, you need to drink the water of your own success, group number 4. She's like, this initiation of yours, it's literally going to unblock your throat chakra, she's showing. It is going to make people fall in love with you. Some of you will find love. Some of you will even speak about love. You're going to sing about love. Maybe some of y'all write a poem about love. There's something about love. She's just showing all the good things that are going to come from you. We've got 6 of Cups here. For some of you, she's saying your conscious words have to be around telling someone you love them. Just finally letting it out. Just finally letting them know. She's like, yep, it's specific, but for a couple of people, they just need to finally be like, listen, after all these years, after all these months, after all these weeks, I love you. She's like, for some of you, this person is different than you. Or the person who's it's you though, group number 4. Like, she's saying the conscious words are yours. So you will be sharing something with someone. Interesting. She says it's specific. The rest of you, it's more about ending a cycle of staying silent about something. Either staying silent about your creativity, staying silent about your feelings, staying silent about your success. Some of you have been hiding your success, the level of it. She's like, I don't know why she's got that Diana Ross song on. I'm coming out. Maybe literally for some of you, you've got to come out, whatever that means to you. But Auntie is saying, come on out the closet. Come on out the witchy closet. Come on out the sexual closet. Come on out the financial closet. Come on out the love closet. Some of y'all got to come out. You've been hiding. And Auntie has been saying here that a big part of your healing, especially when it comes to being in community, for some reason, you all will settle better in community when you just come out and be yourself, she's saying. Whatever this is, she says she doesn't want to use the word hiding, but you've really been downplaying something, or you've really been kind of keeping something to yourself. And she's like, everybody around you can tell that you want to be you. You want to just unleash yourself. And she says it's going to bring a deep healing to you. It's going to allow you to be the person you've always wanted to be. Ace of Cups. To feel the nourishment of just being who you are. For some of you, if this is about coming out, like you're part of the alphabet community, she's saying that some of you may feel as if you've had to downplay this because of your family. And because she was really giving me old auntie energy. Because I don't know, like when the AI came up with her, I was like, oh, she feels like abuela, but I think she's like a great auntie energy. I think she came specifically for this group because there's something about her being a little bit older than the other aunties, even though they're all kind of looking around the same, but she feels a little bit older, almost a little bit like generationally. Group number 4, you would really want to hear this from someone of her generation. She's like, just be yourself. Just love yourself. We love you as you are. She's like, some of you have really been hiding who you are because of fear of family approval. And she's like, don't worry about that. She's like, the love is so much greater, she says, than anything. 7 of Wands. that someone wants to like fight you over differences of opinion. She's like, and if it is that someone feels like they need to have some kind of opinion about something, she's like, then they're just not for you. I mean, she's like, really, she's like, this is the energy of love in your family. It's deep, it's watery. People will strive to understand you, she says. Nine of Swords. She says, get out of your head with this. Stop making yourself suffer by not living the life you want to live. She's like, we will learn. Sounds like an ancestral auntie. She's like, we will learn. We will learn from you how you want to live this life because you're our baby. She's like, you're our baby. This is an ancestral auntie. She's like, you're our baby. There's no way we're going to turn away our baby. How sweet. It feels very emotional. She's like, we're not turning our baby away. What the heck? She's like, you get to be happy. Oh, we went on that deck for a while. What else, Auntie? She's like, yeah. Look at that. There's so much water around you. This is very emotional for your ancestors. Maybe it's very emotional for you. The kind of acceptance and love you're going to receive. It might end up being a very emotional thing. The water witch. Water magic. Yeah. But she says, start planting the seed. And just knowing that I'm divinely accepted by all who love me. She just gave me that affirmation. I'm divinely accepted by all who love me. I'll say it one more time. She said to say it one more time. I'm divinely accepted by all who love me. She says she goes, that affirmation will start to plant the seed cosmically for you to open up to who you are. Yeah. Ace of Cups. She's like, your cup will runneth over. All the worries that you had about not being accepted or being judged, you will see that was mostly all in your head. She's like, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have been concerned, but she's like, your cup will runneth over. She's like, we love you. That this is it's not gonna be some big tower moment. She's like, we love you. It's not gonna be a big tower moment. Yeah. She's like, you will not experience any betrayal here. I am divinely accepted by all who love me. It's very emotional. She's like, I'm divinely accepted by all who love me. Last few cards. She's like, you're the star. Some of you, she's saying, maybe the baby of the family. Are you the baby of the family? She's like, you just a star. Oh, you've always been a star since you've been born. Wow. She's like, yeah, we're not going to juggle you. We're not juggling this love. And she's like, if there's even one person in the family that's made you feel like that's a possibility, she's like, no, manifest exactly what it is that you want from family. You're powerful enough to manifest this. You're powerful enough to plant the seed. She's saying something here about she knows you don't have to come out to anyone. She says, she knows that you don't have to come out to anyone. It's like none of our, she's kind of funny. She says, none of our goddamn business. But she says, why bind yourself to people's prejudices, though? Why keep yourself a prisoner to what we might think? She's like, why have to hide your relationships or hide whatever it is that you need to, not need to. She says that you desire to come forward with. She's like, why hide that? Why put things in the shadows when they can just be out front? Yeah. She's like, all of life is a divine balance, a divine dance. She's like, we understand ancestrally, she's saying, we understand you do not have to. Your business is yours. But if it keeps you from just living life without stress and constraint, balance it. Balance it out. She says, ultimately, she says, it's up to you. It is up to you, but they would love to see you happy. And they'd love to be a part of that happiness if that's something you want to invite them into. Yeah. They're saying, bottom of the deck, you do not have to be out in the cold, isolated. He said this will bring balance to everything that feels a little lopsided in your life right now. Let us celebrate with you. You and your friends, you and your community. So sweet. So sweet. Well, group number 4. I thought that was very beautiful transmission from your auntie. If you like this, can you put a little sprout, a little sprout in the comments if this resonated with you at all? Group number 4. I think there's a sprout emoji, a little sprout or something. And please give it a thumbs up if you resonated. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? I want to be connected with you, group number 4, and everyone who's watched up to this point. I really love you all, and thank you for the support of this channel. I will be doing some other readings this weekend, maybe a crush reading. Let me know if you want to have a crush reading. Secret crush reading. I like secret crush readings. Okay, my honeys, until the next time, take care.